Hello everyone and welcome to another video in our Bryan Fundamentals series where I try to get better at Bryan day by day and bring you along for the ride. Today is, I believe we're still in early access right now for Lidia. I don't remember which day she came out, but right now it's, the time of the recording is Thursday, July 25th. So I think that's still in early access. This is my first time seeing her and we're going to be taking her through the lab a little bit just to see what type of stuff does Lidia have. Lidia is already like a very tricky character. I know in the past she had basically two stances that she could rush you down through, and that was like already a very scary rush down to be dealing with. I did a preview through her moves list already, and I think I've actually found 4 stances if I remember correctly. So I believe, for starters, we have this horse stance, which is that first stance where you hold forward 3+4 to insert a stance manually. And then you have cat stance. I didn't know about this. This is a back 3+4. But then if you press forward during horse stance, that puts you into wolf stance. And then you've also got horse stance and heat. You can press up to do this other stance, which I didn't know about. But anyway, she's got 4 stances, which is pretty, I think that's 2 more than she had in Tekken 7. I could be wrong though. I was not a Lidia. Actually, no. This stance she had too. This back 3+4 she had as well. So I think it really is. I really think it is just this one additional stance in that case. But I'm very curious. Oh, you hold it. You see that? She does this like weird thing. So anyway, we'll go through her moves though and figure out what we can do. I already have my notes up here. Notorious, how's it going? The first thing that I like to do, and this is kind of boring, but the first thing that I like to do is I always go through the punishment training and just check out what the moves are that they thought were worth including in punishment training. So that's the first thing we're going to do, is we're going to start with that. So, for starters, thank you so much, Lucky 8 of Spades. We did make it. Agent, how's it going? This is going to be a chill labbing stream. So we have forward 1+2, 3. We have forward 1+2, 3, 1+2. We have down 3, down 2. Back 1+2. While standing 2. While standing 1, 4. Full crouch, down forward, 3. We have, I'm going to call this horse stance, HS2. Wolf stance 4. Ooh, that's not going to work. We're going to make wolf stance a V. Wolf stance 4. I don't know what the online does for that. And then we have rage. So already we have a few things to do. We're going to put horse stance, HS, wolf stance, VS. Agent, you want me to coach you? Well, I mean, I didn't even go to emo, but I don't know what coaching I can offer you, to be honest, but it really depends. I'd have to see matches and stuff. And I don't know. I still don't think I don't think I'm a good enough coach yet, to be perfectly honest. But, you know, I'm always happy to talk. Let's go through these moves, though. So, I think it would be easier if we recorded these ourselves to figure out. So, we have 4, 2, 3. And then, this is the whole string, I guess? Yeah. I didn't realize it was that input. That's actually kind of wild. Down 2. Oh, that's a Dragunov down 2. Okay. Back 1+2. Is our Power Crush. While standing 2. Is her launcher. While standing 1, 4. I think that's her 13 frame. Full crouch down 4, 3 is her sweep. And then finally we have, we'll do the other two afterwards. So, first off, if she finishes the 3 hit, we get a 13 frame. Looks like it's jailing me. I can't duck, I can't sidestep, I can't do anything. In fact, I can't even jab. I just cannot. Because of that, if you really think that she's going to not finish it after the 3rd hit, we can just let rip that. In fact, let's just, for the sake of completeness though, let's do, just the forward 1. Just that. Because I want to see what the frames of that are as well. Minus 10. So I wonder. What I'm trying to do is trying to figure out if I can, if I can buffer a jab. But it seems you kind of have to. You kind of have to buffer it right before the 2nd hit comes in. And then if you do it with that timing, you'll end up just blocking this instead. So it's actually, this move kind of jails you the whole time. What about this? Yeah. It's impossible. Look at my inputs. I'm literally mashing. It's impossible to get in trouble for mashing against this string already. So that's kind of wild. I'm trying to sidestep and it doesn't work. So yeah. So you can just launch the, you can just like mash whenever you think it's coming. And then what I'm doing is I'm actually mashing up forward 3 in that situation. So like, for example, if I did this, I think I can actually mash up forward. So look at my controls. I can just mash up forward 2, and if it doesn't work, I can block. That's pretty interesting. So see, if you look at my inputs there, if I make her stop, you'll notice that, you'll notice that I'm mashing up forward 2 and looking for the up forward 2 to come out. And then at some point it doesn't come out and she finishes it, and I block it no matter what, so I just let this rip. That's actually really interesting. Is it natural? We shall see. If I turn it on, let me set the full string. Yes, it's natural, but also I can literally hold forward, you can see, and I still can't get hit. So it's like natural. It's canned in both directions. So like immediately the first thing I can think of doing here is you can just mash the 10 frame punish. And then if instead you end up getting the finished one, you can just launch it. So that seems like a pretty interesting way you can react to that. So I'm gonna put that to the notes here. So minus 13. Can mash up forward 2 for option select with finished version. This one's minus 15. So natural string completely jails. Interesting already. This should be just Dragunov stuff. Minus 14, actually. I think Dragunov's is too. Looks like it's got the same tracking properties as Dragunov's does, to a degree. It might be a sidestep right weak, but not very. Oh. Like, what if I did, instead of that, something like this, right? can I sidestep this move? And this is gonna be a critical part of her kit. No. That way. Okay, so this move is also, while we are here, minus 14 on block, right? Sidewalk left, weak. So it's sidewalk left. It is very minus on hit. How's it going, Chris? Good to see you. Oh, and to your question, Agent, I do not actually I don't do open taunts after up 4-2. I'm trying to fit it into my game, but I actually, to be perfectly honest, don't even land this move that much to begin with. Like, I can do it, but I don't do it all. I don't really use this move much in neutral to begin with, or in punishment to begin with, so it's like, I don't have the practice, for sure. Alright, so this one is back 1+2. Power Crush. Is this a... No, it is not a heat engager, thank goodness. Sidestep. Sidestep weak. Completely sidestep weak. Okay. Linear. Minus 13 mid. Sidestep weak. Sidestep weak. So yeah, that's pretty sick. Oh, you just started vacation? That's awesome. I'm actually gonna start vacation next Tuesday, so we're about on the same schedule. My up for 2? It is minus 10 maybe. Yeah, each hit is minus 10. But it's kind of like machine guns, maybe not as good, but it's like a worse version of machine guns on all the frames basically. Alright, so that is sidestep left, sidestep weak. Next we have... So I'm just making my writing area a little bit bigger. Next we have while standing 2. Only minus 12, but this is a launcher. And it's her I-15 launcher. So, minus 12 mid. Can we sidestep this? Maybe. I'm gonna put sidestep left weak, question mark. Oh, yeah. Oh, I-10. Yeah, no, it's I-13. Yeah, it's an I-13 punish. I thought you meant minus 10. Now we have while standing 1-4. I think this is her 13 punish. Yes, it is. And it's minus 13. Easy enough. I don't think there's much we can do here. It looks like it's kind of tracking. Yeah, it tracks rather well. So it's just... But it's minus 13, so we'll take that, right? Easy enough. Minus 13 mid. Full crouch down 4-3. This is her sweep. We can finish tournaments it. We can, while standing 3-1 it. It is linear, but it's looks like it's side, like maybe side left or sidewalk left weak. Maybe sidewalk left weak. So minus 28 low. Oh, and the speed is unseeable pretty much. Sidewalk left weak. All right. Good stuff. Duvan Velez. Thank you so much for the follow. Next up on our list, we have our 2 extra stances that we haven't done yet. So let's go through these as well. So this one is this stance, that apparently. So this is her heat engager. And then the other one is wolf stance, which you have to hold twice. You have to basically forward 3+4 and then press forward again and you'll go into this stance. but it was not 2, it was 4. It's a low? Okay. So, we'll probably cover most of this stuff later, but, you know. Alright. Immediately. Ooh. I see. So this is side step right weak. Immediately see that, right? But we can also just -10 punish it, which is pretty good. But that's an immediate thing that I've noticed. Is like -10, mid, heat engager, side step right weak. And the interesting thing about this, right, is that I think Lidia is going to be one of those characters where if you know which stance is weak to what moves, it makes it a little bit easier for you to play the mind game. I think she's going to be good, though, from what I hear. Oh, it's a hell sweep. Oh, that's nasty. It knocks you down. It caught me going left. See? And it caught me going right. You can sidewalk, but not to the right. Not to the right. Interesting. I don't actually think you could step this, but you can. But if you get the problem is that if you get the read that she's gonna go into that stance, then you can already just like use forward 3. But if you don't have that read, so you're reacting to it, I don't think we can actually... Oh. Yeah, we have to... Oh, weird. What the heck? Okay. What if I hold it? Okay, so you can't just accidentally... Okay. Weird moves. So you have minus... What was the frames? Minus like 16 or something? It's not enough to Fisherman's. Minus 16. Force crouch. Low force crouch. And it is... Tracks. While standing 1 punch. Alright, nice. So this is our warm-up. We've got some moves. But now the next part, and we've got a move that brings her into heat. The next thing that I want to cover is the moves that she has as heat engages, right? Because these are moves that are going to be good, right? These are the moves that she thinks are good, and so she's going to want to do it. Political Storm apparently is a heat engager. So we've already covered that one. We've also got back 1. So let's go through a few of these. And I'll put this, like put here like heat engage or something. So Political Storm, then you have back 1. Back 1, heat engage. Full crouch, down for 2. Didn't we do that? No, we did down for 3. Full crouch, down for 2. Heat engage. Horse stance 2. Did we do that one already? We did already do that one. So that one we'll just put heat engage on this. And then we also have cat stance. So CS 3. And then during heat and horse stance, hold up. Shift to heaven and earth. During heat and during horse stance, you can switch to heaven and earth. Partially uses remaining heat time. Its level increases each time the stance is used. Strong parry effect. Same with cat stance. And so you can cancel into heaven and earth. Whatever that means. Weird. Okay, but those are the only real heat engagers she has, right? And I think that's something to keep in mind. Where it's like, she doesn't have a whole lot of heat engagers. But let's look at, I mean, everyone's got 5, so I guess, so let's see. So you got this, back 1, that I want to know about. Full crouch down for 2. again. And then cat stance 3. Okay, nice. So if we look at each one of these, this is the one that scares me. 18 frames plus, this is the move everyone's like complaining about. This is the move people are complaining about because it's +2 on block and it's a heat engager. Now, it kind of tracks a little bit too. But we're going to set up a third situation. I'm going to do this into back 1. Doing that, right? Do jab into that. What happens? Because that's where I really want to know. I'm -1. Ooh, wow. Okay, okay. It's doable. The problem is that this move is going to have a lot of range. So it's going to be a little bit scary to deal with, right? Like, see, look, it kind of has some distance to it. It hits from there. But the distance isn't like some crazy distance, so maybe it's good. We'll see. So it seems okay. It seems okay. I'm worried that like when we're just kind of like playing this neutral game, we're gonna get randomly clipped like that. See, and I think that's a situation to be like kind of wary of Lidia actually, because she could just randomly catch you. So I wouldn't necessarily do that. Okay, yeah. Heaven and Earth is another stance. Yes, yeah, we'll have to cover that afterwards. So let's put some notes on this one. So this one is +2 on block and steppable after jab, etc. Random tracking in open, questionable range, shortish range. That's what we're gonna say there. The full crouch down for 2. Oh, this is a 12-frame punish. Nothing to say there except we got a -14 move. And it tracks a bit. Just a bit. It tracks a bit, but it looks like we can still sidestep left a little bit. So -14 on block. I-12 punish, which is pretty good. Sidestep left. And then finally we have cat stance 3. Oh, right. This one's -4, but it's a high, okay. And it's kind of linear. Oh, we see this move is also sidestep right weak. So I'm thinking... Interesting. So this one is sidestep right weak. So this is -4 high, sidestep right weak. So you see, we're already starting to get like some like vestiges of hints where she is sidestep left weak in the neutral, but she is sidestep right weak against what was it? Horse stance and cat stance. So that's very interesting. But this is good start. We're gonna go ahead and get into some notes now. These are our old Sentinel notes. So we're gonna have Lidia, horse stance, HS, and we'll start with this one. So manual. So entries. Forward 3+4 manual. And we're just basically going to go through the move list and find every move that transitions her into horse stance. And we're not seeing many at all. We're seeing a lot of stuff that puts her into cat stance. Here's, well, okay, that's just the manual horse stance. Has a clean effect, shift. Okay, so you have down, back, 3. Down, back, 3. On hit or block. On block. No pain, how's it going? I don't think you can step cat 3 after commons transitions like 1-2-2 or while standing 4-2. Yeah, that'll be the real time that we have to like figure out what's going on, right? Oh. Weird. Okay. Just input to power up, okay. She doesn't have many things that put her into horse stance. She has a lot of things that put her into cat stance. 4-4-2. Okay. 4-4-2. On hit or block. Which may just be a redundant. Maybe all the stuff that goes into, yeah, it looks like all of them do. Also, heat. Heat. I'm going to do 4-4-2 heat. That might be it. Shift to wolf stance. Oh, this one goes straight into wolf? Okay. Horse stance. It seems that both cat stance and horse stance will shift into wolf stance, but so it ends in wolf stance basically. Can wolf stance go back? I don't think so. I feel like Lidia is sort of the way I understood Lidia is she's a bit of a like charge up character is the best way I would describe it. So it kind of makes sense. This is the part. Shift to heaven and earth during heat and horse stance. Hold up. Okay. We'll have to cover this one last. But you'll notice that there's only a few things that take her into horse stance. So that's something to keep in mind, right? I just realized that is obnoxiously huge. Yeah, some cat goes in the wolf as well. Yeah, it seems like wolf stance is kind of how you transition to it out of both stances, really. Can she go into it? Oh, yeah. You can go into horse into wolf, and you can also go cat into wolf as well. Does it have the same, like, step 4? Yeah, it does. That's really scary. You see this? She can get in your face really quickly. Oh, you just call it WLF? Okay, that's what we're going to do. I was, like, kind of struggling to figure out what acronym to use. Okay. And this is where we're going to get into the really interesting stuff, for sure. I'm going to give heat for this next one. Okay. Oops. I think I messed that one up. Okay. And then we finally have, that's it? That's it. Those are the only things that go into stance for her, for horse stance. So let's see. Wait. Did I record the wrong one? I must have recorded the wrong one. Let's re-record this one. Alright. Let's see it now. Okay. It says -11, but can she block? I'm gonna try it again. That's what I'm unsure about for this one. Like, can she actually block? Let's see. It's a punish. It says -11, but it's a punish. Can she cancel that, It says punish. And she has to enter this stance no matter what it said, on hit or on block. So because of that, you could just launch this. Launch this. Okay. Alright, that's good. Alright, good to know. And then we also have this stance. Oh yeah, let's get the frames of that move though. So for starters, this is a I-16. So it's an I-16 low. +7 on hit. -11 on block. Functionally -20. Block while standing 1 is kind of what I'm going to shorthand that to. Now we look at this one. +5. So this is going to be a good move. -13, I-13, mid. +15 on hit. Holy crap. +15 on hit. +5 on block. How tracking is this? Okay. It's like, ugh. You can kind of sidestep it, but you need to be really on point. Huh. It's not easy to step. Hard to step. I'm gonna do, and we're gonna give one more situation as well to record here. Just to like see, like, what does it look like after like jab? Okay. Okay, it's actually hard to step neutral, linear. All right, hard to step neutral, but linear. But linear. So it's like, wow, look at that. That's wild. And then we have the heat version. It's +7. I-13 mid +17 rather. And on block. Just still +5. Okay. And I think it's probably the same, where it's like similar, Oh! Maybe it's more tracking now? Maybe. Seems harder to set. Yeah, it seems harder to step. For me. Interesting. But that's all there is for the entries. And now we go for the moves. Horse stance moves. So, now let's go through and find everything from horse stance. The thing about Lidia is she kind of strikes me as a, like, I use this to enter my first stance. I put you in a small mix-up and discourage you to block, which allows me to go into my second stance, which has stronger options, right? That's essentially Lidia in a nutshell. And if you can, at a very basic level, you can essentially play that 50-50 with that mind game with her, where you can play that mind game with her where you can just figure out if she's going to mash or not and then go from there. The first thing I want to figure out is what is that? It's just a little jump. That's cool. Something to keep in mind. She can bail out. So, horse stance 1. Does something interesting. Then we have horse stance 2. Horse stance 3. That is a classic from Tekken 7. Oops. That's her plus move. And then finally we have 1+2, I believe is the last one. There's a low. And that's it. Oops. So let's look at each of these now. Puts you in wolf stance. So it's a tracking high, I-13. So we're gonna, so this is already probably one of the better moves you can use. So it's a I-17 tracking high, minus, well, what's the hits, I guess. Plus 16 on hit, plus 1 on block. That's crazy. It's a ballerina spin. That's wild. That's very scary. This is her heat engager. We talked about this before. So I'm actually going to pull this from the previous doc. So it's heat engager, minus 10 mid, comes out I-16 mid. So heat engage on hit, minus 10 on block. Now we do 3. Interesting. So this is I-22 mid. I-22 mid, knockdown on hit, minus 4 on block. Okay. And it's tracking. So she has several moves to try and discourage trying to discourage the, what are you going to call it? Like, the stepping. At different timings, no less. There's her plus move. Wow, look at how linear that is. That is incredibly linear. So, I-28 mid on hit is knocked down. Knockdown on hit. Plus 8. Plus 8 on block. Scary. And then finally you have the 1+2. Here's the low. It's an I-20 low. Minus 1 on hit, though. Stand. I'm going to put standing just to... Actually, no. Force crouch. Force crouch. So we can honestly, if she hits us with this, we can probably just look into this. Right? And then on block, it is minus 18. Whoa. Wow. But you really have to know it's coming. I don't think we can do this, unfortunately. So, cool. Oh, no, it's not. Can't. It kind of tracks. But honestly, we could probably just, like, just sidewalk all the options if we are choosing to go with that route, right? So maybe it's okay. So now let's talk about this, okay? So the biggest offender here is that Lidia is going to try and do forward 2 on block, forcing us into this mix-up, right? That's the immediate thing that we need to be figuring out how to beat. So if we talk about that, plus 5 means that her fastest move, which is I-16 in this situation, is still going to come out in 11 frames. So, like, we're going to start with just that, right? If we set up this and we go do this, right? We can just 1-2-4 it. Now, it's a little bit goofy on the timing, but you can do it. You kind of have to delay a little bit, but you can do it. This is going to get beat, for example. Oh, you can't sidestep it, though. Okay. Can't go that way. I'm trying to see if I can get out of it. No, not really. So to No Pain's point, we can't actually step it if it's after that move. And at this point, we're just screwed. There's nothing we can do. Now, so that one we're stuck. If we did instead the tracking move. Oops, that's not it. Obviously, you cannot. It seems really scary. You know, it seems really scary to deal with that, but it's like, dang, like, why does she even have this move, right? Because it is plus, though. So she can use it as like a wolf stance transition, I guess. So that's actually something, man. That's something to keep in mind. So I guess it's for a wolf stance transition. And obviously we can't really step that. And then what about that tracking mid? That one's also wild to me. Like, if we chose to... Oh, I see. It only does that now. Even there. Interesting. Can we save this? I'm trying to do a, like something like that. Whoa. I don't know. Whoa! That is a very large amount of effort to save the combo. That is wild. Yes, error. I think we probably can. What I'm worried about doing is that, so if I low jab here, see that happens. Because it's gonna, the jumping status of this is going to crush the low jab. But we have been able to 1-2-4 every option so far. Because if you do the math here, she's got nothing that prevents that. Now, forward 2 into, while standing, into 4 I'm curious about. Because if we do this now, oh, not 4. We don't care about 4. It's 1+2. This one, so this one actually beats out our jab. See? Goes under it. And it launches. Wow. Okay, so this is pretty scary. I would be very cautious about doing anything other than forward 3, though. I feel like you have to do 1-2-4 to catch everything except 1+2. And then if they choose to do 1+2, you get in huge trouble. What if I did orbital here? Ah. It's not great. That's not great. What about punch parry? I don't love punch parry because she can choose to go into the wolf stance manually, and then like we've just like opened ourselves up to it. I am curious. I don't like it. because she can just go straight into wolf stance. We also have this mid to consider. Can I sidestep this? So yes. If you've got a hard read, you can sidestep that. But now, here's the thing that I'm afraid of, right? This. No, not that. I'm gonna have to make sure I get the... What's our launcher from here? Like that? Like this, probably? So what if I did, like... something like that, right? Wait, does she go into a stance? Did she just go into a stance from that? Where's horse stance? Here it is. No. Vacuity. So. Oh, I think I recorded it wrong. Okay, so if I do... I can do like that. So, like, I think I just did it wrong the previous time. Well, that's cool. But the thing is, she can also do, like, you know... Or even like, something like this, right? And now, if I try to do 1, 2, 4... Oh. What? What? So... certain distances... Okay. Certain distances, you can actually tag them. You're not sure if they took out our unblockable? I don't see an unblockable from it so far. We can look at the move list, but I haven't seen anything indicating as such. From this, right? I don't know. Yeah, vacuity. Like, it just doesn't seem to do anything else. It just says jump back. Oh, it's during... This is during horse stance. So. How's it going, by the way? Yeah, probably took it out again. Yeah, all except 3 error. I think that is the... That seems to be the theme here. Is that we can beat everything except 1. So I am sort of in the mindset of just using 1, 2, 4. In this situation, right? We can use 1, 2, 4. We obviously can block, but we can use 1, 2, 4 to challenge if they're not going for the low, right? If they're not going for this low here, then we can kind of jab without fear. But if they're, but, like, the problem, right, is that I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. So it's like, alright, what else can we do? It doesn't even, we can't even forward 3. We can obviously go for this, but this loses to both of these options. That one loses, and this one loses, I think. But it does beat the other options. It probably beats this option, too. See? Like, that's pretty awesome. So down 4-2-1 seems okay against everything else. But I think we're kind of just in trouble because we can't sidestep here. We just got nothing. So yeah, I think the options become... So I think the challenging after 4-4-2. 1, 2, 4 loses 2 low. Down 4-2-1 loses 2 heat engager and high. Block loses 2 low, and wolf stance. Wolf. We're going to say wolf stance. I think that's what No Pain's been doing. Yeah, horse stance 1 and 2 are good. Like, those are pretty good moves. And it's like, that transition is going to be the main transition we're dealing with. Because the thing is, I'm not worried about down back 3. Down back 3 as a transition is like pseudo fake. Well, actually, let's talk about it. This actually puts her at +7. So she can actually, she can catch us there too. At that point, like, I don't even think we can jab at that point. Yeah, because it's +7, and she can do that, so that's wild. I do think we could consider punch parrying, though. Like, if we are, like, thinking she's gonna... We could punch parry. That's actually kind of good. It's kind of like the Rangana situation, where it's like they're just so confident that they can frame trap you there. You could do that. You could power crush it. Is it good? I don't know. Just don't do it in heat. What happens if she does that one in heat specifically? When she's in heat? Yes, Wimbold, we just did it. So his back 1+3 and his back 2+4 both, they're punch parries. So they punch parry both of them. When she's in heat, she can go into Heaven and Earth. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about Heaven and Earth real quick. So let's talk about that real quick. So she can go into Heaven and Earth, and what does that even do? So if our opponent is in heat, what was that? Heat state. I just want heat on. So if my opponent's in heat, we can go something like forward, forward 2. I see. So she can basically do that. And what is this gonna do? It's a parry! Oh, she's got a parry out of Heaven and Earth. Oh, no. That is really scary. It parries everything, even elbows. You have to do down back 3? Oh my gosh. So what exactly is the characteristics of this move? Like, she's in a parry state, right? So if we do... Sorry. She puts herself into this state. Oh my gosh. And she gets a stack every time she parries you. Wow. Wait, not even the parry? And she gets... Wait, did she get something back? Every time she enters the stance? Oh. And... Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I see. Every time she enters the stance. Got it. So, we could grab it. So, I'm gonna put that into here. We're really, like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm, like, kind of not sure what to do here. So, parry. What is this parry window? Like, let's do something that's really stupid. Like, let's do down back 3 on block and see how far we can get with it, right? Something like that, right? So. Wow! Oh, wait. So, at -11, our 19 frame move, so that becomes a move that comes at 8 frames is already being parried. But our 15 frame move, which is coming out at 4 frames. So between 4 and 8 frames is coming active, basically. Between 4 and 8 frames. What's another move Bryan has that's like in between those? Northern Cross, this one? So it's oh wait, this is the same move. That one's 11. This is that. I got nothing to like figure out in between, but this between 4 and 8 frames is coming live. So parry frame, active, I4 to I8 to I7, somewhere in there, because sorry, I4 to I7 because yeah, I4 to I8 I guess because we can trade with it. So no, it can't be at I4. I5 to I8. So it's like a 3 frame window. We're off by 3. Oh, try hop kick and then transition into stance. Can she do that? She can transition into stance? Alright, let's see what you're talking about. So hop kick. Oh. How do I do that from... Let me try it. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to hold up. That seems to have worked. So that one's +5. If it's +5, then that means if we are trying to check if it is active on frame, say, if I do a jab and it gets parried, let's start with that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's -5 and we did a jab, which means our jab came out on frame 5 and it's active on frame 5. It is the worst of those options. I said it was from frame 5 to frame 8. It is frame 5 active. Okay. We figured it out. Good idea, Pupper. Thank you. What the heck? That is so good. What the heck? She's got a 5 frame. Well, I mean, she's in heat, so it's like... she is in heat, so... It's only when she's in heat, but that's wild. Man. Oh, gotcha. You can do wave. Gotcha. That's okay. That's okay. It's totally fine, Wimbled. We figured out. It's I5. It comes out on I5. Okay. And it loses the grabs and lows, like usual. So, like, actually, when she's in heat, it's, like, reasonable to do down back 3. Let's talk about the math of down back 3 here, right? 4-4-2, you're +5. She's probably going to 4-4-2 you, more likely than not. So will you, or she's going to down back 3 you. I mean, those are the only 2 options after all. If she does 4-4-2, she's +5. The fastest move. Well, let's talk about the speed specifically of down back 3 is I16, right? So if we're -5, we're coming out at 21 frames, which means we are losing to even the low. Even the low we're losing to. Like, if she does that, right? We lose. So, we probably have to do down 4. Down 4 will at least trade with that. Down back 4 might be good. But we're -4 again. It just takes her out of the stance. So it's like, it's okay. That's so that's actually going to trade with... That's going to beat or trade everything. The only thing is that the jumping horse stance 3 will beat it, and we'll probably trade with horse stance 2. So if I do... if I did that... That's not great either. What if we did throw? Again, it's going to trade, right? Where it's 12 frames fast. Wait, how fast is this? This is also 12 frames. So that's going to trade. But if she does, like... does this, we should be able to beat that. Wait, why did that one... Wait, she's +5. Why is that working? Oh, it's trading? Oh, we're both connecting to this. This is trades. Never mind, this trades. Okay, so you don't have an option for those now. I think we're just kind of up a creek. I think that's just a really strong situation for her. We can still make the right decision, right? We can still make the right decision, but we're kind of in trouble. This is not great. I think throw might be what we do, though, if we just can't beat horse stance 1 and 2. That's probably what I'm thinking. So I'll just say, like, at the bottom here, we're going to give an option of throw, beat heaven and earth, lose to horse stance 1, horse stance 2, horse stance 3 even. So I don't even know if that's good, to be honest, because we're even losing to this. Probably. Let's see. Yeah, we're even losing to that. Whew, that's just a good stance. But at least we know it can come out. Let us not dawdle too long with that then, and let's just go ahead and move on to cat stance, because cat stance has a lot going on with it. So I'm going to copy this over to here. Take out some of the extra stuff. Oh. Now we're going to take this and we're going to go back to the entries. Oops. Hello. There we go. Cat stance. So back, 3 plus 4, manual. She also has a lot of ways to enter into cat stance, so this is going to be the one where it gets a little bit wild, I think. So. Huh, okay. So, 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. It's on hit or block. All of these seem to be on hit or block, so we don't actually have to figure this out. Wait, this is during heat. Huh. Interesting. What is this move, by the way? I'm going to check this move real quick, because I'm curious if this is the thing we were talking about before. There's her. Yeah, this is the move. And you can even, yeah. Alright, so I think that's the unblockable move we were talking about before, right? It's gotta be unblockable because it takes 6 years to happen. Oh, it doesn't. Never mind. Not unblockable. Okay. So we have Karate Woman indeed, Ragnarok. I mean, she's a cool character. I think she's really cool. But she's very hard to beat. So yeah, 3 plus 4. Down forward 2. Has a clean hit effect. Yeah. Oh, that's just a manual entry. Up forward 1. What is this? It's a high parry. And an up forward 4. Oh, let's see what this... And then power up based on your heaven and earth level. Regain coverable health. Whoa. This one goes directly into Stalking Wolf. Interesting. So, gotcha. Let's go through these then. So we have, with the very first one, we've got 1, 2, 2. I'm going to take her out of heat, actually, for now. Should put her into stance. Now we have 2, 2. Then we have 3 plus 4. Then we have down 4, 2. Oh, that's wrong. Up 4, 1. Whoa, that's a slow move. And then we have up 4, 4. That looks like a high parry. So, like, for example, we'll come back to that though. I think that's a high parry. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are not set. I'm just gonna take these off for a second. All right. So first one. Oh no. All right. Cool. So now let's go with number 1. -8 on block. High mid. Jails, but we can get hit. So I-10, high, mid. On hit it is +8 on block. On hit, -8 on block. And this is gonna be her like 10 frame. This is going to be her 10 frame punish. It puts her right into stance. Very similar to Reina, actually. Is like the very first thing that I think of. So it's going to be like your Reina instincts, basically. There. The fact that it's -8, though, is pretty wild. But I think that's because we can probably launch punish it. Actually, that's something I'm going to check right now. Because she can't block there, I'm pretty sure you can just punish it with that. Okay, so it is launch punishable -8 plus -9. -9 meaning that you would need like 9 frames to block in stance. Keep that in mind. All right, so now let's this one. This is a high. Looks like her 11 frame. High duckable. +11 on block, on hit. -4 on block. Huh. I don't know. Can you block out of that? Yeah, you can punish it. Punishable. And if it's 9 frames to block, that means that 13 probably works too, right? No, just barely. But you can do 4-3. Okay, so basically, punishable -12. Interesting. Now we have 3 plus 4. So you see, this is at least useful. Is that a lot of these transitions do not actually end up being... Wow. A lot of these transitions do not actually end up being like so not scary, but in the sense that they are punishable and block. They're like fake pressure, so to speak. So this is an I-20 mid. But it does pushback. It just does pushback. So, but on hit, is plus 23. So this is high reward. 0 on block. Pushback. Down 4-2. Ooh, this is 0 on block too. Okay. I-15 mid. Plus 11. 0 on block. I think this move was linear. Yeah. Alright, and then we have up forward 1. This is the move that... Huh. There it is. So it's a counter. So on counter, high counter. It's like an I-16 high counter or something. Tsubaki probably. I-23 high counter. Plus 3 on hit, but it's like plus 11 on counter. Counter hit, plus 3 on hit. Minus 6 on block. Oh, this doesn't transition. Transition. So I'm going to put on counter hit. Then we have upward 4. Whoa. You can't duck this. But can you launch this? No. But you could probably do this. Let's try it. So you have... Nope. So it's 13 frame punish, basically. Launcher. This isn't a real transition then. Launcher. I-15 launcher. Well, mid. Launch on hit. Minus 5 on block. Minus 13 punishable. So this is actually very interesting because this hop kick ultimately turns into a 13 frame move, right? I like that. Mid high. Pretty cool. Cool. So we've gotten all of those. I think, as you can see on this, there's a lot of stuff that's 0. There's a lot of stuff that's 0 on block, and then it's just like plus 1,000,000 on hit, which is pretty cool. Ragnarok, this is what makes fighting games a hobby. That's for sure. That's for sure. You have to love doing this stuff. So now we go to the moves. Show me what are the moves of this stance. That's wolf, here's cat. So we got CS1, CS22, CS232. No, 231. CS3. CS4. 3 plus 4. CS1 plus 2. Into wolf stance, into that stance, into the same vacuity. Okay. Nice. Let's go through these. You'll notice that Lidia is complex in transition, but simple in move list. In the sense that each one of these stances only has so much stuff in it. But the fact, like, altogether it becomes rather hard to deal with, right? plus 4. Then we have 1 plus 2. And then finally we are going to add a bonus of just 2. Okay. So I-17, like, interesting. I-17 mid. Mid, knockdown on hit, -8 on block, right? Yeah, really knockdown on hit. Okay. High mid. I-14. High mid. Knockdown on hit. Knockdown launch on hit, because that may be able to pick up. -10 on block. I'm curious. This one may be more dealable. Like, we may be able to deal with this one better. CS 231 now. Sure. It jails. So mid, high mid mid. I-14 again. Knockdown on hit. -10 on block. So a lot of this stuff you can just block it, is what I'm seeing so far. But obviously there's more. That's a heat engager. Okay. So heat engager. I-13 high. Is this? Sidestep right weak, maybe? Heat engage on hit. -4 on block. Sidestep right weak. You have this, this needs to be near hit. Wait, what? This isn't real. This isn't real. What? I-19 low mid. Not unnatural. That's weird. Probably on counter hit though, right? Oh, okay. Yeah. Normal hit. Counter hit combo. At which point it's knockdown on hit. -14 on block. Weird. Okay. Got this. So I-16. This one's the interesting one. So this one is I-16 mid. +27. -4. -3 on block. Wolf stance. Wolf transition. Linear. This stance seems a little bit more easier to deal with. But I could be wrong. I don't know. And this is a -10 on hit, so we're just going to say that that one's -10. So first hit, -10. First hit, we're just going to put it right here. CS2, -10 on block. And I also want to see the 4. So, on hit is, okay. You can use a single hit to shift into wolf stance. And that's probably more likely what they're trying to do. So, CS4. I-19 low. It's going to be +8 on hit. Wolf stance. And it's going to be -6. -6 on block. Which means we probably... I don't know if we actually get that punished. We're probably going to get a 13. Let's try it. No. I don't think I can punish this with while standing one. Nope. Yeah, 13 frame punish. So -14. So I-14 punish. While rising, while standing punish. Okay. Pretty interesting. We got some interesting moves here, but this looks more manageable because if we look at this together, right, this looks more manageable. I just realized I don't have outline on here, so this makes it a little easier to read. So if we look at this now, right, we have we have 0 on block is the main thing we're talking about. So when we have this 0 on a block situation, and we're going to use down forward 2 probably as our most, like, obvious answer, okay? Down forward 2 is pretty interesting because down forward 2, if I remember correctly, already has, oh, just kidding. Just kidding. The down forward 1 is what puts you into this. So actually, this just always puts you into it as long as you hit. So this down forward 2 puts you in stance. And then the fastest move you have is I-13, is what I can see. I'm going to move this stuff around a little bit. So it's the fastest thing you have is I-13. At that point, we can challenge, right? Like, what is she able to do that stops us from challenging there? Down forward 2. Nothing. So we can challenge, right? So if I do my fastest move, where I do 3, right? I can basically challenge that. But the things that I'm thinking about are, can I sidestep it? Whoa. Yeah. So the timing is weird. But, like, that'll beat us if we do 4-3. But we can do 1-2-4 here. So that's pretty interesting. The part that we need to see, though, is now, can she do, for example, like we talked about before, she can do the parry, right? If she was in heat. That makes sense. But what about... like, if we did this... weird. Okay, so now the question is, can we option select a bunch of this stuff? So if we did, now let's do all of these as a directional thing. So for example, we can go start with that. Cat stance 1. Alright. That seems good. We can go both ways. If we do it into the 2-2, right? Looks like we can... you can kind of... You can kind of just like sidestep launch it, maybe. But what about the other way, just to be sure? Because we're making sure we can boop. Yeah, you can kind of just do that. Now, what about the other one? Oh, Scooby off a... thank you so much for the follow. I don't think I'm allowed to say that for my YouTube, but thank you so much for the follow. So this one, it's this. Oh, look at that. See, going right, we got in trouble, but going left, we were okay. So that one seemed it was better to go left. Now we have 3. So this one cares about... Ooh, look, that tracked. Not to that way. So you have to go to the right for this one. So... only. Now this one is what I want to see. So this one is... not that one. It's, So you see, at that point, she can catch her sidestep by doing that. And catch our attempt to do this by doing that. So that's pretty scary. Down back 4 seems reasonable so far. And then sidestep does seem reasonable if we're willing to let her essentially put herself into wolf stance for free. And then we have 1+2. That works. That works. So really the direction doesn't matter too much, but sidestep right seems to be what you want to be doing. So what I would say here is when after down 4, 2, etc., sidestep right beats everything except cat stance 4. Low. Jab beats everything except cat stance 4. Low. And at that point, if you're only worried about the cat stance 4, which is 19 frames, you can just orbital, I guess. I mean, like, orbital is going to lose to... what is it losing to? It's losing to the... actually... no, I think we down back 3 at that point. Because down back 3 deals with everything. Except CS 1+2. So, okay. So, yeah. So, look at this. If she does specifically this, we're going to trade. So, that's not great. But, if she does something like this move, that one. So, down back 3 basically beats everything except the 1+2. Down back 3 beats everything except CS 1+2. I-16 mid. What about down 4? Now we've made it. No, down 4 will lose to everything, beat everything except cat stance 3 because it's a high. Actually, and cat stance 2. So I think down back 3 is where we want to be on this character against her. So, nice. Even us old timers can react to the low during our sidestep, right? Surely. It's 19 frames. There's no way. There's no way we can react to a 19 frame move. Okay. I actually think this cat stance is a little bit more beatable. Because, you see, the thing with cat stance is that we can catch everything except one thing with down back 3. Or jabs. Or just sidestep right. I think sidestep right and down back 3 are pretty good against the cat stance moves. And then, whereas it was specifically against horse stance, where it's just like, this is such a crazy good stance. And given that down back 3 is an okay option here, we can actually use this to our advantage a little bit when she's going to be triggering her like parries and stuff like that to try and keep her honest, right? That's pretty cool. All right. We got one stance left. We are now going to do Wolf stance. I know she's got some stuff out of the Heaven and Earth stance, but for now, we'll do a wolf stance. So wolf stance, entries. So let's look at wolf stance. How do you get into wolf stance? I think there's only 3 ways to get into wolf stance. No, there's a few more than that. Okay. But I'm not expecting almost... I know there's like one move from neutral that I saw that can do it, but that might be the only one. But wolf stance is where the true, like, hellish mix-up, I believe, begins. So I'm kind of not excited to learn about this, because it's going to be scary. There it is. So, quarter circle forward, 1 plus 2, 2 is 1. And I guess I'll say horse stance, forward, forward, cat stance, forward, manual. So you have this. Okay, horse stance 1. I was just seeing if there's anything else in here. Okay. Horse stance 4. And then forward. And cat stance 4. Cat stance 1 plus 2. Okay. So, and then these are going to be the moves. Cool. I'll go ahead and throw the moves down now, too, though, while we're here. So we have Wolf 1, Wolf 1, eat. Wolf 2, Wolf 3, 1, Wolf 4, parry. Cool. Then we have Heaven and Earth. Which, honestly, the way I'm reading Heaven and Earth is just... she's going to do it, and then they're going to hit us with one of these. We're going to look at all 3 of these, but I think that's about it. Cool. Let's look at some of these. So... first one is QCF 1 plus 2, 2. What the heck? Is that right? That did not feel right. Oh, it was. Is she in Wolf afterwards? Are you sure that's... are we sure that's the move? Nope. Oh. That is fake as hell. Wow, that's some privilege. So, this move is already... okay, so... so it comes out at I-16. I-16... 3 hits. So what was it? Mid-mid. It is plus 24 on hit, which is just classic Lidia. Minus 6 on block. Minus 15 punish. Hey, you hit Fujin today with my tips? That's super awesome. I'm really glad you found the videos useful. So that's good to know. That move is actually just fake. We're okay with that. And then we talked about this. So specifically now, let's talk about... actually, we can just pull this from the horse stance. We don't have to just redo it. Horse stance 1. So we'll add this here. And then we have, oh. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to do what I want it to do. So we're going to take this now, and we're going to add this to the correct move here. And then we have horse stance 4, which came from our horse stance moves again, which, if I remember correctly, this was a... Oh, okay. So this actually is their plus move that she can do to bring her into wolf stance. So this is actually a really scary one to deal with because we are dealing with being minus 8. Then you have cat stance 4, which I think is just a low. So that's okay. An I-19. I-19 low. So I-19 low. Okay, and then cat stance 1+2, which I think that one is just nothing super special around that one. That one's just, you get what you get. Okay, nice stuff. I really hope so, the Ragnarok. I think there's a few that we're going to add to our regimen for sure. Especially the stuff that's fake. Like, there's going to be some fake stuff in here that we're going to practice. I'm going to immediately actually add this quarter circle forward 1+2, 2 to the punishment list from the very beginning that we did. So, yeah. Okay. Now, let's see. So, we know all those moves. So now we're going to put her in wolf stance and go through each of these actual moves. So if we do... figure out what that is. This one, I'm just going to put her in heat. Oops. So a little bit different. Then you have wolf 2. And then you have wolf 3-1. And then finally you have wolf 4, which is the hell sweep, I bet. Yeah. Okay. First one. +2. Super knockdown. Knockdown launch. So what was that? I-23. I-28. I-23 mid. Knockdown on hit. +2 on block. Whoa, that tracks. But not to the right. So sidestep right, weak. Tracks left. So that's for not... That's out of 1. Wow, okay. Now what does this do in heat? Okay, she probably gets a combo, is all I would say. I-23... It's probably just an I-23 mid again. Launch on hit. And then for the blocks, frames, +10 on block. Okay, that's scary. So basically, once she's in this stance, she can do quite a bit now. But we can still sidestep right, weak. Okay, wolf 2 now. I-15 mid. Knockdown on hit. This is a little bit more of a... This is a little bit more of a, like, ground. Like you already saw. But this one... see, now we're in the mind game. So this is sidestep, left weak, tracks, sidestep, right. So it's like, now it kind of doesn't matter. Like, we don't have a direct option we can go. I-17 mid-mid. Knockdown slash launch on hit. -7, -6 on block. Whoa. Yikes. That is tricky. It's hard to sidestep. And then you have Wolf 4. Which is your... classic Hell Sweep. That comes out at how fast? I-20. Low mid. Knockdown on hit. -16. Force crouch on block. Tracks. Tracks. Wow. Scary, scary, scary. Looks like you're finally gonna buy season 1. How's it going, Mustafa? Still not gonna rematch till you buy this DLC. You can play however you want to play. What are the notes, Zell? We are trying to figure out how to beat each one of these stances. But for now, if we talk about Wolf Stance in a nutshell, Wolf Stance has an I-15 move as its fastest move, right? Aside from the parry that she has access to. So, the quarter circle for 1 + 2, 2 is fake. So, Horse Stance 1, if she does Horse Stance 1, and we kind of have a feel for it, we can try and jab. Because now only Wolf 2... Now only Wolf 2 will be able to, like, shut up her, and even then we'll trade with it, right? But I think what I like doing at that point is just doing down 4, 2, 1. So what I'm thinking here is essentially, like, let's say she goes something like this, right? So see, you can go for this. Like, that's fine. Now that one's 23 frames. Let's do the 2 version, okay? Right? Like, if she goes for this, you can just do this. So I think reacting to that is actually a good reaction to do. So if we talk about counterplay, right? Counterplay. Horse Stance 1, down forward 2, 1. Because that should option select everything. Now, if we are +8, good luck. At that point, with them being +8, like, Wolf 2 is a frame trap, Wolf 3, 1 is a frame trap, but Wolf 1 and Wolf 1 is not. Neither is Wolf 4. So I'm wondering if we just down jab in that situation, right? Like, we could down jab, and now we're losing to Wolf 2 and Wolf 3, 1. But is there anything scary about those moves? Like, let's try Wolf 3, 1 and try mashing. Yeah, it's like, that looks fine. Like, we can mash, but it just seems, I don't know. I don't know, like, we'll say, like, because we can't really, like, I don't even know if we could step at that point, right? Like, what if they do, let's do Horse Stance 4 into Wolf 1 and see what happens there. The reason I want to do this, I want to see if I can, I want to see if we can sidestep it to the left. Sorry, to the right. You can still sidestep it. So that could be good, right? Like, you could do that. So you can sidestep right weak, and that's a move that they want to do. Though we are stuck with the Hell Sweep in that situation. So it's essentially like, are they going to continue their offense? Sidestep right. So we'll say that. Horse Sense 4. Frame Trap. Jail. Horse Ant 4. Sidestep right against versus Wolf 1. And then duck slash down jab. Duck jab versus Wolf 4. Block. Block versus can we catch Wolf 2 with a sidestep left in that situation? Can we catch this? No. Sidestep left is bad in all situations there. So it's like really is just like a block versus Wolf 2 and 3-1. Is essentially all we got at that point, right? But she loses her turn. So it's like maybe it's fine, right? I think the counterplay is just to try not and get horse stance forward too much, but really there's nothing scary about just holding the block half the time. So in that sense, I'm okay to kind of just do that. Like just chilling, right? Like that's fine. And then finally what we're going to do is we're just going to enter into heat and we're going to see what the other stuff does. So what I mean by other stuff is I mean the heaven and earth. So you got this, which is like a launcher. Got that, which is like a 13 frame do something to you type of situation. What does it say about it? Oh, based off heaven and earth level? Okay. So if I... Okay. So it just deals more damage. That's it. Because if we do one stack, deals 36 damage. 44 damage. So it's just a damage buff. Okay. We don't really care about that. And then 1+2. Same deal. Is that unblockable? Oh, she's got an unblockable. Okay. And that deals a lot of damage with 3 stacks. How about with 1 stack? Still deals a lot of damage. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so let's see. Let's try that one. How about right? It's kind of tracking. It doesn't seem easy to sidestep it. You just... That's what you're doing. DLC privilege, maybe. And that's why... But... So let's talk about the... Right, so if we do that... Oops. We can sidestep that, though. But that's her... This is her Power Crush launcher, so it makes sense that you can sidestep this. But it's a true 50-50. Like, she forces you into this, but it's heat only. And then this one... How linear is this? Ooh. So if you're going to sidestep, sidestep right. So we'll do a little thing about that here. So essentially... So Lidia, Heaven, and Earth stance, HAE. So you have HAE1, HAE1 plus 2, HAE2. This is mid launcher, mid high unblockable, tracks, linear, sidestep right. So against this counterplay is duck unblockable, sidestep right, other two. Basically. Yeah, in neutral she's sidestep left. In neutral she tends to be sidestep left. And then in her both her horse and cat stances, she is more likely to be sidestep right weak. And then wolf stance is just a toss-up. Like, some of the moves are sidestep right weak, and some of the moves are sidestep left weak. But wolf stance, you might be -8. And the other thing is that if she does horse stance 4, the axe kick into it. And then the same goes for her horse stance. Specifically, her horse stance puts her into a lot from her forward 2. Will put her into +5, which is going to make most of the stuff track. So you can't actually sidestep very effectively against horse stance if she does it after forward 2. You don't like her? She's going to be... Honestly, this is like... If we're being perfectly honest, she reminds me of, like, Reina, obviously, but she reminds me of... She's like a middle road. On paper, she looks like a middle road between Azucena when the game first came out and Azucena after they nerfed her. Because Azucena, when they nerfed her, it's like does nothing, right? And then, but when she first came out, she was really good. And I think it's going to be a similar situation. You don't like her combos? I think her combos are actually kind of cool, Guy Judesworth, if I'm not going to lie. Like, I kind of like the combos of her from Tekken 7. I don't know specifically for this game, maybe, but you think Azu's still good? I think she's better than Azu. Right now, she's better than Azu. Though, I don't think she's as good as, say, Azucena was when the game first came out. Oh, yeah, because that's her option if you're going to stay on the ground. She uses a wolf stance or horse stance. Yeah, for example, she knocks you down with, I don't know. That's not good. What's something that she knocks you down with? Like, yeah, let's do this. So, oh, dang it. Yeah, so she goes, right? Like, if you stay on the ground in this situation, it's to keep you. It's basically Bryan's soccer kick, right? And the idea is that she's trying to come into this. She's trying to come in to do her Oki on you, right? And if you stay on the ground, that's her option. And if you get up, she can hell sweep you. Or if you crouch, she can do a pretty strong mid option. That's kind of the idea. Oh! I think it's because she uses this move to scoop people a lot during her combo, so it ends up looking weird. But yeah, I get what you're saying. If that is just dumb looking. That's fair. So talking about, let's do some quick recaps. So specifically horse stance, you're kind of in trouble because you have to come up with. Well, let's first start by saying if Lydia's in heat and goes into any of these stances, you need to have a good reason to press because she has the ability to parry, and she's going to use that parry to really mess you up and launch you if you pretty much press in any of these situations, because that parry is active on frame 5. So because of that, parry is really good. Be very careful when she's going into heaven and earth stance. If she doesn't have heat, though, probably the hardest situation to deal with, basically the most common situation to deal with for horse entry, is going to be forward 4-2, because the other one of down back 3 is fake, and we can do while standing 1. If we block it, and it is going to be +7 on hit. But even at +5, right? If we do 1-2-4 jabs to challenge, we're going to lose to the low. If we do a mid down 4-2-1, we're going to lose to heavy. To heat engager and high. Probably horse stance 2 and horse stance 1 is what I meant that to be. So horse stance 2 and horse stance 1 is going to beat your mid. So essentially, she has, and horse stance 1 takes you into wolf, and it'll be on hit, and horse stance 2 is a heat engager. So essentially, you're kind of disincentivized to block, because you don't want to get hit by horse stance 1. Sorry, you're disincentivized to mash because you're going to get hit by horse stance 1 or horse stance 2 in this situation. So you probably just take the mix-up at first, and throw is kind of like, I'm throwing it out there, but I'm leaving it out there because it's, an idea, but I don't think it's super good. But the idea is that if you're going to mash 1-2-4, but you probably don't want to mash, right? Because the low is going to launch you. The low is going to launch you, and then if you do down 4-2-1 and you're wrong, you're going to get into a lot of trouble against the horse stance 1 and 2. So that situation sucks. Cat stance is a little bit better. You can sidestep right everything. So after like down 4-2, 0 on block is going to be your more common situation. So like down 4-2, or even 3+4, which has a little more pushback. But down 4-2, I think is the most common. That is going to be, again, if you are hit, just take the mix-up. You're like between -11 and -23. But on block at 0, you can sidestep right everything but the low, as well as jab everything except the low. You can also down back 3 everything but the 1+2, which does take them into wolf stance, something to keep in mind. But it's like, basically pick your poison, figure out what they're doing, and go from there. But if you're wrong with that 50-50, it is a 50-50 that it boils down to. If you're wrong there, they get into wolf stance in both cases. Finally, you have wolf stance, where you have basically the counterplay here is that most of the transitions into wolf stance that are not raw transitions, there are things you can kind of react with. So like if they do horse stance 1, you can down 4-2-1, and then if they do, for example, and then if they do horse stance 4, you can sidestep right wolf 1, and you can duck jab or duck against wolf 4, and then you can block against 2 and 3-1. So essentially, horse stance 4 is a rock paper scissors, an RPS situation. Mr. J, thank you so much for the follow. And then one thing I'm going to point out is that most of the wolf stance transitions outside of that, such as cat stance 4, and which is a low, so it's going to be +8 on hit. So that one's real. But if you have cat stance 1+2, since it's -3 on block, we're a little bit less scared of a lot of the other stuff that can be coming out, because if it's -3 on block, his fastest move comes out at I-15, so you can actually just go for a jet upper if they're going to do anything, and otherwise you just get free like 10 frame at that point, because they can't block for 9 frames, so it's -12 if they block. No, -11 if they block, but you can jet up or catch pretty much everything. Yeah, Bryan getting a better power crush would be nice. Mock kick power crush would be crazy. And then finally, we're gonna check against Heaven and Earth stance. We have Heaven and Earth. Basically, this is a full 50-50. You're either gonna duck the unblockable or you're gonna sidestep right the other two. I would take some of these stances and add them to this list here. This is her common punishable moves. I added, for example, quarter circle forward 1+2-2 is like an actual. We can just like launch that. I actually misspoke though on this Punisher. It's a minus 14 punish, so we can jet upper it. Other than that though, you need to basically practice punishing certain moves that are transitioning. Basically, take any of the moves that are minus on block, add 8 to it, and that is the punish you can get. And you can try that. So, especially if they're minus. So anyway, that is our Lidia labbing today. Took the whole session. I hope that was useful to you all. So, by all means, let me know in the comments if there's something I could have done better. That being said, though, we're going to go ahead and do our sign-off for today. If you're coming from YouTube, be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Really helps us grow. We really love seeing the new people show up. And if you ever want to watch it live, it's going to be at twitch.tv/VonTiban. That's VonTiban. We stream Bryan on Saturdays and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time, so come check us out there. Our makeup streams, when they happen, are going to be Wednesday evenings, 8:45 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. Central Time. And finally, our labbing sessions like these are going to be on Thursday evenings, 8:45 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. Central Time. All of this is down in your YouTube description down below if you didn't catch that, as well as a link to our Discord if you'd like to join our community of like-minded players that are just trying to get better at the game together and be a supporting family. With that being said, though, thank you so much, as always, for your support, as always. I really appreciate each and every one of you, no matter how you're choosing to watch this content. And with that, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.